Hey, this is Aaron.
And Blake, we're AB Data.
Thanks for walking through this Alteryx Weekly challenge with us.
In this video, we're taking a look at Alteryx Weekly Challenge number 207. In this challenge, we're provided some video game data, and all of the data is given to us in one field, so we'll need to separate the headers from the data points and parse everything into its own independent field to match the output format. This is a great exercise showcasing parsing with different techniques. Unfortunately, there are many delimiting characters and patterns, so we can't use one text to columns tool and clean it up in one step. So first we'll need to assign a record ID so we can peel off record number 1 and treat the headers differently from the data points because there's a different delimiting pattern. Here we can use a text to columns tool and have Alteryx create these 11 new fields for us based on that pipe character as the delimiter. And then using a transpose tool, we can create a lookup table to map a field position into the desired field name. And we'll use this list a little bit later on. Going back to our filter tool 1.2, looking at the true side, we're looking at all of the data points without the headers attached to them. And as we stretch out this field, we can see that we have some different string patterns that we'll have to use to define these new output fields. So I'm pulling up a website called regxr.com. And in the text box below, I've pasted the first record. And in the expression above, this is a great way to evaluate what some regex code is doing and what each of the symbols represent. But here we're using marked groups represented by parentheses to define patterns to create new fields. So the first new field we want is the first set of digits up until the first word. And then looking for things like the category and publisher, and ultimately the $sign at the end. So that's what we'll use to create our first 6 fields. And the rest of the fields, we're going to use a separate regex expression to again look for some marked groups and look for the dollar values. So regex tool 2.1, we're creating our first 6 fields. Notice that the output method is set to parse. And for now, I'm just naming the fields 1 through 6. Again, we'll take that field listing from tool 1.4 downstream. The second regex expression will create fields 7 through 11 ultimately. So we're going to tokenize this time based on our marked group expressions that we have within that string field. Tool 2.3 is a multi-field formula tool to remove the word million from each of the dollar values. And a select tool to rename the fields to match our lookup table and update the field types.
Thank you for learning with us today. Good luck on your Alteryx journey.
For more information on custom training, managed service automations, and more, please visit our website at abdataconsulting.com.